Donald Trump's obsession with snagging a Nobel Peace Prize is crashing harder than his Atlantic City casinos. The Norwegian Nobel Committee, those no-nonsense gatekeepers of global prestige, have all but laughed him out of Oslo, with a majority openly trashing his so-called achievements. This isn't just a rejection. It's a public spanking for a man whose ego is as bloated as his gold-plated Oval Office. Let's dive into the pathetic, corrupt, and downright delusional campaign of a wannabe king who's desperate for a crown he'll never wear. Trump's always been a sucker for shiny trinkets that scream, "I'm somebody." His White House looks like a discount Liberace museum, dripping with tacky gold that screams insecurity louder than his Twitter rants. From a gaudy jetliner gifted by a foreign power to a bizarre 24-karat gold Apple gizmo, his allies know the way to his heart is through his magpie-like obsession with bling. Just today, a U.S. Marshal Service director, practically giggling with sycophantic glee, handed him a fake badge with a handcuff key. Oh, the irony. A handcuff key for a man who's dodged accountability his whole life. It's like giving a toddler a toy sheriff star and watching him strut around like he's Wyatt Earp. But the Nobel Peace Prize? That's the ultimate glittery prize Trump's been salivating over, and he's pulled every sleazy trick in his playbook to get it. He's been schmoozing Norwegian officials, trying to grease the wheels like he's running a backroom deal at Mar-a-Lago. Too bad Norway's not buying his snake oil. The committee's not just skeptical, they're openly hostile. They've called him out for his relentless attacks on the press, with over 100 verbal assaults during his campaign, branding journalists enemies of the people, while he plays victim. They've slammed his efforts to dismantle democracy and torch the global order, accusing him of putting millions at risk with his reckless policies. This isn't a polite, "No, thank you." It's a neon-lit billboard screaming, "You're a fraud, Don." And then there's his pathetic attempt to pad his resume with fake peace deals. His team's been throwing around wild claims, saying he's ended conflicts left and right, 6 last week, 10 by Friday. Thailand and Cambodia? Sure. Israel and Iran? Why not? He might as well claim he brokered peace between cats and dogs or settled the score between pineapple on pizza lovers and haters. It's a clown show, and the White House had the gall to demand the Nobel, boasting he's averaging 1 peace deal a month. 1 a month. The only thing he's averaging is 1 unhinged tweet storm per day. This is a guy who thinks diplomacy is yelling, "You're fired," at world leaders and expecting them to bow. The committee's not falling for it. They know peace isn't built on one man's ego, especially not one as fragile as Trump's. His so-called Ukraine deal? A half-baked stunt that's more about headlines than handshakes. His diplomacy is a self-promotional circus, cozying up to dictators while bullying allies, all to feed his bottomless need for applause. The man's so desperate for validation, he'd probably accept a Nobel made of chocolate if it came with a photo op. But the committee's made it clear, his chances are deader than his hairline's natural color. What makes this so deliciously humiliating is how it exposes Trump's core weakness. He's a con man who can't con everyone. In Norway, where only 7% of people would even consider voting for him, he's a global laughingstock. A viral clip from an Indian news channel nailed it, mocking him for thinking he could have stopped World War I, World War II, and the Cold War. They forgot to mention he probably thinks he could have talked Darth Vader into joining the Jedi. The world sees through his bluster, and the Nobel snub is the ultimate reality check. He can't buy this prize, no matter how many gold toilets he installs at Mar-a-Lago. Trump's entire presidency is a monument to dysfunction. His Oval Office, with its gaudy golden glow, is a perfect metaphor for his leadership. All flash, no substance. He's turned diplomacy into a reality TV episode where he's the star, director, and only audience member. But the Nobel Committee isn't tuning in. They're not swayed by his tantrums or his fake badges. They see a man who's spent his career dodging accountability, inflating his accomplishments, and demanding adoration he hasn't earned. His quest for the Nobel is like watching a toddler demand a PhD for coloring outside the lines. Every time Trump opens his mouth about the Nobel, it's another reminder of his desperation. He's not a statesman. He's a used car salesman trying to hawk a lemon to the world. His peace deals are as real as his spray tan, and his global reputation is as tarnished as the cheap gold plating on his furniture. The committee's rejection isn't just a slap in the face. It's a mirror held up to his failures. He'll probably rage about biased Norwegians or claim he never wanted the prize. But we know the truth. This stings because it proves he's not the untouchable genius he pretends to be. This whole saga is a masterclass in Trump's pathetic playbook. Lie big, demand praise, and cry foul when the world doesn't clap. The Nobel Committee's refusal to play along is a glorious middle finger to his ego. He's not getting that prize, not now, not ever. And every time he whines about it, he just digs his own grave deeper, cementing his legacy as a weak, confused, corrupt wannabe who thought he could bluff his way into history. Sorry, Don. The only prize you're winning is for the world's gaudiest con.